Hi, I'm Doug Rowell and welcome to my channel. I haven't recorded anything in quite some time, a few months in fact. I kind of decided that the way I was recording videos, even though I thought I was giving, and I think I have been giving good content, and especially around storytelling and narrative structure and filmmaking, I kind of felt that because I'd pre-written these articles and was reading them, because I wanted to make sure that they were very clear and the information was very precise. But I felt at times that there was a bit of an inauthenticity to them, and I really want to make videos that feel authentic, that really connect with you and let you know what I'm going through in my filmmaking and my storytelling career. And perhaps I think some of the experiences that I've been having might help you in some ways. Well, you're going to tell me whether they do or they don't. The comments are there for that reason. So I wanted to do this as a kind of a vlog really about what's happening and what's happened in the last month. So in May, I was in Cannes, and I was in Cannes with my best mate, Graham McTavish, a very fine actor. I'm sure some of you know his work from The Hobbit, from Outlander, from House of the Dragon, from The Witcher, Rambo. I mean, this guy's been in so many things. And we made a film together called Dirty Boy, which has been doing pretty well. It played at Cannes last year and is now in the market, being sold this year. And in a week's time, it will have its UK premiere at Raindance Film Festival in London, where we're nominated for 4 awards. So we were up for Best UK Feature, Best UK Director, me, Best UK Performance, I think it's UK Performance, that's for Graham, and Best Cinematography. And it does have very beautiful cinematography. It was all shot in Styria in Austria, exactly where they shot The Sound of Music. And in fact, Mr. McTavish has called it the bastard offspring of The Sound of Music, which I think is quite an apt way of describing this strange psychological thriller. We were also in Cannes to fund our next film that we're making together, which is called Gunn, and this is an action horror. We have a very famous director attached to it. I won't mention his name just yet. And we have a production company in LA that we're working with, and we went to Cannes ostensibly to have some meetings with sales agents and some financiers, and we did that. So I thought I would just go through a little bit about my Cannes experience. That was my 3rd time in Cannes, and I don't know if anyone is planning on going next year or seeing this video just before Cannes next year. Maybe some of these insights might help you. So the first time I went to Cannes, we were trying to make Dirty Boy, and gosh, my mother had just passed away literally 2 weeks before I arrived in Cannes. And so it was a very odd time, a real whirlwind of emotions and things that were going on with me. But it was a very successful Cannes, and we managed to fund Dirty Boy, and we shot it the following October, so 4 months later. Well, my maths is terrible. And then the following year we played it at Cannes, and then the following year now we're doing the same process again, but with a slightly larger film. And I guess that's the natural process for most filmmakers. You start with a small film, you go on to a slightly more medium budget film, and you keep going up if that's what you want to do. What I will say is it's always exhausting, and yeah, but in a good way. I mean, but the thing about Cannes is you can't just go to a few scheduled meetings. It doesn't really work like that. I mean, you probably could, but to get the full experience and to really network and meet the most people, you have to go to the parties. That which is a job in itself to get the invitations to the parties, but I'll talk about that in a minute. And that's where you really meet your peers, but also other people who can connect you in ways that you never even thought were possible. The first thing you should do is get your accreditation. Now, you don't need to get this fancy producer's badge that gets you into producer's lounge and stuff. I mean, it costs, I don't know, I think it's 500 euros or something. which is fine if you've got the money and you want a cool little lounge where only you and your rich producer buddies can go and hang out in, great. But for the rest of us, 25 euros gets you this film professionals accreditation, and that gets you into the marché. And that's really all you need, because that's where you can meet everybody outside of meetings that you'll pre-arrange. You can walk around every single booth with your package that you've put together before you go, i.e. your one sheet with your lovely poster, description of the film, maybe a trailer or a teaser if you've got one, and go to the right booths. And what are the right booths? I mean, you'll figure that out, but you'll look at the posters in the booths and you'll see movies that look a bit like the one you want to make. And if you see those, then you will go up to those people in the booths and say, hey, that looks great. I'm making something a little bit like that. Here, can I show it to you? And that's the beginning of that conversation. And who knows where that might lead. I mean, I've had meetings like that. I had one in Berlin last year that ended up with an offer from a sales agent, complete with numbers that they put together for us, and an offer to represent us at Cannes. Now, we didn't go with them in the end, but still, that's the kind of thing that can happen with those meetings. Also, when I was in Berlin, a different festival, but the same principles, I met a producer from LA, and we got on. We loved the project, or he loved my project, and now we're working together very fruitfully on bringing this film and perhaps another one into the world. So it's good, but you have to have that right preparation is key. So as long as you've got that great screenplay, we talk about that in other videos. What is that great screenplay? Well, there's a whole conversation to be had. But you've also got a great package. Now with Gunn that we were taking to Cannes, the package is great. We have this very well-known director attached to it. We have Graham McTavish, who's a very well-known actor, attached to play the lead. And that in itself elevates your package so much, because here you now have bankable people involved in your project that really like your project. Now, they don't have to be of A-list or whatever, B-list, whatever they are. It depends on the budget of the film you want to make. If you want to make a film for $500,000, you don't need those kind of people. You just need your package to reflect the budget level that you're aiming for. So maybe you're making a horror movie at $500,000, and the package will revolve around other things. Perhaps it's the IP, perhaps it's the locations you want to shoot in, or the composer, or all of these things can be part of a really interesting package to financiers and to sales agents. But so I took Graham with me, and the two of us, it was great actually. We had a really good time. And yeah, we drank far too much Negronis and Prosecco, and rosé, of course, but that's Cannes. Boo-hoo, bring out the violins for my rosé poisoning. The bulk of the prep is this: make sure that your package is presentable, i.e. your screenplay is great, you've got some interesting things attached to that package, and that is presented in a really great pitch deck or one sheet or whatever you're going to use to present your project. Then you find out who's going to be in Cannes. Now, how do you do that? Well, there's many different ways. You can guess, because most people are in Cannes, like most of the top guys at the sales agencies are in Cannes. But if you really want to be sure, you can get a membership to Cinando, and it's a really good site, because it tells you exactly which members of which company are going to be there, and it gives you a direct way of messaging them, and oftentimes it'll even give you their email. If you don't have that, then you can just guess. And I would recommend to every filmmaker, get yourself an IMDb Pro account, of course, because then you can just type in the list of the top sales agencies, the big producers, and you can generally find their contacts there, and send them a great email, a really well crafted email with your deck, with your one sheet, and say, listen, I'm going to be here. I want to take a meeting about this project. I think we'd be a great fit to work together. If you've done some research, you'll know that that's true or not. And yeah, then you meet up in Cannes and you talk about your project, and generally things happen after Cannes. So this is your first connection with people. Like, this is my project, even if it's 5-10 minutes at someone's booth, just talking about it. Then you follow up when you get home, and that's when the work really begins. And I found that's what happened with me on both of my projects. Now, how expensive does Cannes need to be? Well, Cannes is as expensive as you want it to be honest with you. I mean, I've done it in a posh way the last time we did it, and in a less posh way the first time we did it. So I think that, you know, there's options. You don't have to stay within walking distance of the Croisette. Obviously, you can be. There's a town just down the road called Vallauris where rents are so much cheaper than in Cannes. You just have to be prepared to jump on the train at the end of your evening, or maybe to curtail your evening, or maybe even to wait till 6 a.m. the next day and get the first train home. That's up to you. I wouldn't do that, but I know people that do, because some of the parties go on rather late and they want to stay there. You know, you don't have to eat on the Croisette. You know, there's a great tobacco, I know, that just towards the old town that does the best, freshest bread. I can't remember what's the name of it. I'll have to look it up. The freshest bread, saucisson and cornichon sandwiches, and a cheap carafe of rosé, and your lunch is there like 20 euros. So, you know, you can easily do it on the cheap if you like. Or you can get yourself a villa if that's what you want to do. Maybe when you're producing your 10th movie and you've made your money, that's what I'll do, potentially. I might even get a yacht. Who knows? I deserve a yacht. Yeah, okay, a yacht. Yeah, so then since Cannes, I'm now back home and working on our Gunn project. More meetings, of course, now since Cannes. We've met people, financiers, we reconnect with them on a Zoom, we reconnect with the sales agent on a Zoom, and things keep ticking along, which is great. And in the meantime, I'm gearing up for Raindance. So that's our UK premiere, June 22nd. Myself, the majestic Graham McTavish will be in attendance. We'll do a Q&A. It's very exciting actually to play your film. I mean, I've played it and sat with it in front of various audiences, but not my home audience, you know, in London, and also cast and crew who've never seen it. We never did a cast and crew screening for various reasons, but just to see them and everyone gathered together in a great cinema just off Leicester Square in the centre of town, and just the buzz it's going to be really amazing actually. And I'm looking forward to that, because you think, you know, this filmmaking journey, it's hard, and not only is it hard, it's long, and perseverance is the key. And when I say perseverance, I don't just mean not giving up. I mean always coming with your full energy and your full dedication to excellence. And I don't care if that's a Zoom meeting with an accountant, or you know, filing a tax return, or you know, or the exciting stuff like maybe a script rewrite. Always come with the desire to be excellent. And I think that's what lets people have a longevity in their career, whatever field you're in. So I always strive to be excellent. Don't always achieve it, but I strive towards it. So yeah, Raindance, that's going to be great. I'll keep you posted on how it went, and I'll put some pictures up, maybe some videos. So I'd love you to let me know what you want to know about the film business, or about screenwriting, or storytelling in general, or even acting, you know. Let me know in the comments and ask some questions, and that'll give me some ideas on what I can bring to you in these videos. And let me know also if this format of video is more appealing or less appealing than the ones that are much more structured and pre-written. I'll still do some of those. I think, you know, if you're talking about some sort of narrative structure that's very intricate, it's hard to kind of riff on it sometimes. So let me know what you think, and don't forget to like and subscribe, please. That really helps, and I'll see you here next week.